Hi, I'm Coach Robin with the City of Wheat Ridge, and I'm here today to tell you we're going to do catching skills for t-ball or baseball. So t-ball goes first. The difference between t-ball and baseball is that you use a tee to bat off of. Developmentally, that's usually where you want to start. I'm not sure if you have a tee at home, but we can get there eventually. I can show you some ways we can rig that up with strings and trees and that sort of thing. But today we're going to work on catching. These are just wiffle balls. They're also, I wanted to show different size. There's softball size, there's baseball size. If you buy these foam child safety bats, they frequently come with a foam ball, which is fine, so they're a little bit squishy. Dogs love these, so watch out if you have a dog in your house. So wiffle ball, also pickle balls are a little bit heavier. They're the medium-sized ball, and they have a little more weight to them. I personally like them a little bit better. They don't crack as easy, and they're a little more hardy. And just the skill, because they're a little weighted, they don't blow in the wind as easy. They don't roll down your hill if you live on a hill, that sort of thing. So just know that. So wiffle balls, you can buy a big bag of them for a few dollars at any store like Walmart, Kmart. You can go to a sports store and get a whole bag of them. So pretty economical. I'm going to keep referencing it as a wiffle ball. So I just grabbed this one. So what we're going to do is start with catching. So the first skills we want to develop is you want to get your child to put the ball down and just be comfortable and be silly and kind of wiggle, because you're going to be moving with this activity, and you don't want to teach catching as a very rigid thing. It's active. So you want to be in that stance, feet about shoulder width apart, shoulders relaxed. So how I do is kind of wiggle and dance with your child, get your hands wiggling as I'm talking to them, demonstrate it, and they will do it with you. So then you're going to pick up the ball. We're going to pick up the ball. First, what we're going to do is go from one hand to the other. So hands open, you're going to pop it. Our goal is to look right there. We're going to look into the hand. We're going to open and close, open and close. We're going to go back and forth. As they get it, they're going to rock side to side. You as a parent are going to do it a little bit with them. You're going to move side to side. Can you go farther? Can you add to it? Can you go up and down? Do their eyes track up and down? Developmentally, around 4 and 5, their eyes might not move. They're going to look out of sight, out of mind. The ball's not there. Then all of a sudden it comes flashing in. No wonder they have flinch reflexes. So be cautious with them. Be willing. So you're going to just gently do this side to side. Another analogy I use is to say, be playful. Imagine that we're making a caramel apple, and we're going to dip it in the caramel, and we're going to put the caramel high to the sky, and here's a spider who loves caramel apples, and he's waiting for the apple, and you're going to drop it to them, and I dropped it. And it's okay to make mistakes, and you just laugh, because as parents, we are not perfect ourselves, so demonstrate how to recover. If you see perfection, they're going to have their standards really high. If you're like, oh, try again, here's an opportunity to try again. So the ball's going to go high, get it to the spider, drip. Now I'm going to dip the ball in the caramel, drip it high. Here's the spider. Look up at the ball, watch the spider catch it. Do a few of these. I promise at the beginning your child's going to do this, and that's okay, because they're a little bit afraid of doing it. As they get better, have them go higher and higher. Who can reach higher in the sky? Where's the spider down low? Challenge. And it's hard as a parent, so you to go up high to down low and to try to catch it, as you can see. So just try and have fun with them. The next thing we're going to do is go side to side. It's movement, just feeling loose and relaxed with it. So this is what I call beginning or small. So just small movements with the ball, keeping it active. Can they go far to far? Hand open. Can they go and swipe? I call it cat claw, where they catch it, toss and catch. You might be the one to toss it to them and catch. It's the act of being like a cat and grabbing it. Demonstrate it slow so that they can try it, and then you can toss it to them and they can try to catch it. So these are different ones. The second level, I would have them put it down. Analogy I like to use is to say, okay, if we had a whole bowl of M&Ms, would you just grab one? Chances, no. You'd probably go, nom, 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 I love it. So have the kids act that out. What is it like to grab all the M&Ms or grapes and eat them? Nom, 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 nom. You want to put it to your face, because think about with baseball, when we're playing and we're getting ready to throw, we bring it to our heart to get ready to throw it. So mouth is pretty close for kids, so just let them enjoy that. It's something that they know Developmentally, we know that from the beginning. So now you're gonna add your M&M. I happen to have a green one. You can use your imagination what color it is. You're gonna toss right over your head, catch it, and bring your thumbs in. Toss, catch. Now this one, you wanna add a little movement to it, where you're shuffling your feet, because again, some kids are gonna reach like this, and then their center of gravity is off. You wanna try to move with them, and personally toss and catch. The kids are gonna wanna go really high. Tell them, no, we're on the medium. We wanna keep it low and slow. That's where you can introduce a cat claw if you like. Oops, I just went flying. And that's why we have other balls. Totally okay. So the next one then, we're gonna go to large. Again, I invite you to put the ball down, and we're gonna do these movements. We're gonna go high to the sky, down to our socks, then we're gonna go up, point at it, and catch it. When you do that developmentally, you're gonna high to the sky, down to our socks, up, and move your feet so that, again, they don't feel like they're locked or glued to the ground. You're gonna catch the ball. So the catching is making a basket, the heels of your hands together. You can use a spider or octopus analogy, that the octopus is gonna catch it and clasp. As they bring it in, you bring it to your heart or to your mouth. Putting that all together, high to the sky, down to your socks, up, toss, and in. Here we go. High to the sky, down to your socks, up, make a basket, and catch. If you get it, make a fun word, like I always say, my dear, every time I catch it. When I'm teaching class and I'm watching multiple kids, I can't keep my eye on everyone. It's kind of fun to have them have a reward word or phrase that they actually were successful. So, my dear, I caught it. Most kids get so excited and they hug it and love it. Great. Make that as fun. You can have the child pick the word for you. So again, you would start here at the ground, shake, 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 wiggle, wiggle. Let's try one more time. We're gonna do the large one. High to the sky, down to our socks, up, make a basket and catch. My dear, I did it. Maybe you could say, you're not allowed to say my dear if you don't catch the ball, which is kind of fun because you're not punishing them if they don't catch it, no big deal. But when they do, they're so excited, then they start screaming it at you, which is super fun. Grab your ball high to the sky, down to your socks, make sure your knees are bent. Don't let them bend over like this because their center of gravity is off. With kids, it's really hard, they don't have that flexibility. Make sure they're bending their knees, plus it's that athletic move. So bending your knees up and catch, my dear. Did it, woohoo, so fun. So these are some fun things. Another activity that I use these are called Koosh Balls, as you know. They're fun, a lot of kids like to pull them. These are wonderful. I love these. In our household, we're allowed to do these in the garage and in the basement because I come with experience. They can even hit lamps. Not so hard, but they're pretty forgiving for hitting pictures and that sort of thing. In our house, these are allowed in the basement and the garage on rainy days. I live on a hill. I love these with my kids who were growing up because I didn't have to chase forever. What I love about them is that they're sensory. So the kids will start playing with them, and as you're talking with them, rub and move your feet so you're demonstrating what you want from the child. I personally like the smell of this. It's kind of a weird thing, just like smelling crayons. So involve the senses. The kids are going to remember things like this. The Koosh Ball, doing the same activities. It's a hot potato. Hot potato, hot potato. Who can make it go? Hot potato, hot potato. Don't go slow. You can make little fun songs. You can think of it as ice, and then the ice cube is gonna freeze your hand, and if you hold on to it too long, your hand will freeze and it won't ever close again. Totally okay. So this is great for sensory, again, developmentally. If your kid's having difficulty wrapping their hand around a ball, this is a great substitute for it. It's also forgiving when you get to the point of when you're throwing up, if the kid hits them in the head. Those aren't bad, the wiffle balls. They just go bonk, but of course it startles the kid more, so you just rub it off, we're okay. So with this, we have small, mediums, and again, pretend to take a bite of your apple before you throw it. Developmentally, we want to bring it into our heart and throw it. So think about how the perfect throw is normally like this. So for a kid, take a bite of your apple. We're preparing them to throw. Toss, catch, toss, catch. And again, demonstrate with your feet that you're moving. So we have medium and we have large. High to the sky, down to your socks, up, make a basket and catch. My dear, I did it. Let's try it again. And if your child's not doing it, then purposely you make a mistake on purpose. And you're like, high to the sky, down to your socks, up, make a basket, oh no, oh, it got me, oh no. And you'll see how much your child laughs. And why not? We can't always be successful in a skill. They're gonna wanna be silly, and they might demonstrate. If your child's really theatrical, they might flop to the ground and have fun and giggle. That is such a wonderful thing, right? So catching 101, these are some things that I know to do. This is just basic catching. The next steps are partner catching. So with partner catching, you wanna start, I like the Koosh Ball. Again, it's the sensory feedback. Developmentally, you're gonna do the same things. You're gonna be close proximity, but you also want to make sure that they have enough space between them that they can react to the time. They have to have a distance so they visually can see the ball coming at them. So finding that balance, probably about 10 feet is good. If you come too close and you're scared that you're gonna throw at your child, a couple of bonks in the chest and they're gonna learn quickly. So when we go to catch the ball, you make a triangle and you put it to your heart because you love baseball so much, and you're gonna wrap around and you're gonna catch that ball. So developmentally, when you're catching with a partner, that's how you're gonna catch it. And then you're gonna take it, put it towards your ear and throw it. So you can throw overhand or underhand. I like to always call it a toss as you go underhand so that they know down low and up softly. And then a throw, of course, is overhand. So throw me the ball or toss me the ball. Throw me the ball is underhand, and a toss. Toss is underhand, throw is overhand. So make sure you're using those interchangeably, that'd be great. So I'm getting ready for it, I'm catching it right there. And again, demonstrate, do it a little bit big for your child. You wanna move your feet because sometimes they feel like they're stuck to the ground. They're so concentrating on what they're doing here, they forget about their body. So get them moving first and be like, I'm ready, I'm gonna toss the ball. And of course, when you're tossing, make eye contact, that's a cue. And then if you throw it here and you hit them in the chest, it's okay. I'd much rather have them hit it in the chest than the face or in the stomach, that sort of thing. So going for the chest, if you miss on a child, not a big deal, it just hits them in the chest. And they get that sensory, a couple of those, and they are good. So, one other thing I got to thinking about, I'd like to add 2 parts to this that I should have talked about in this. When we're going to the high one at the beginning, the kids will throw really high. Sometimes the child may not have developmentally to throw it up consistently or to straight. They'll let it go early, they'll launch it. So make sure they're pushing it. And I say, ride the elevator all the way up and have it go off your fingers, just like a butterfly. The ball can go off your fingers so that it's going up and it'll come back down, because sometimes 9 times out of 10, it'll arch backwards. So that'll take some skill to go up like an elevator and catch it. The other thing, if you're dropping the ball to your child, that is another great skill for catching. Have them look up with a triangle and have them catch it like that. But what happens a lot of times is we're only about a foot or 2 above our child, dropping it to them. What you may want to do is add a little toss in there. Again, increasing the distance so that they can visually track that the ball is coming down. So even though if you're dropping it to your child and the child's looking up to try to catch it, you might want to toss it up first so that they have more time to react. So that's one clue. I also have another great thing that I made. Developmentally, this was super easy dollar store finds. I actually found this stuff in my garage. So I took a jump rope and I tied the ball with fishing line. So it's just a wiffle ball and I just tied it in there, tied it a couple of times, good old fisherman's knots, whatever. And I tied different lengths of these, and this can be used for catching or for batting when we get to batting. So I just put these 3, I did 3 of them because I have 3 kids and I thought that was a good one for distance. However, I also had to take 2 of them off when the child was working on it because I forgot to keep in mind the width of the bat swing when we got to batting. So this is just a jump rope dollar store find and a ball tied to it. You can have them at different lengths. So I have one here, one shorter, one longer. And I literally did this from branches on our tree. We did it from the edge of a garage, the top of our car. We just did different things. You can add these. If you don't have a jump rope, extension cords work great. Whatever you need to be creative to make it long. What this is gonna do, just gonna get rid of one of them so you can see. I'm gonna actually use this one so I don't have to hold up the rope. You get the concept. So this is the top of it at a certain length. This would be above the child. So think of kind of like a kitten that they're looking and tracking it. So what you're gonna do is hold it up high and then drop it to them. Number one, you don't want it to hit them in the face. Make the string the right length so it's not hitting them in the face. That's one thing. And then the other thing is they're not chasing the ball all over. The nice thing also is they might be batting at it. They might get frustrated. You as a parent hold it high and drop it to the face and you try to catch it. Obviously the child's trying to catch with two hands. So it would be dropping down. And then you can also use it later for batting practice. And I just want to show you a quick little sneak peek of batting skills. And since I have that demonstrated out, to repurpose the same equipment that I made. So again, this is nice and high, a little bit high for me right now. So as they're batting, they're going to be looking at the ball. On a tee, the ball is on a tee, so it's always on a standard spot to bat from. And it's very easy to measure up to the tee and swing at it. So the next step is the coach pitch. So the ball, as it's on the string, is in the same spot. I can measure up to it. I can get the skill of swinging. Obviously, I'd be using two hands to swing. I'm just demonstrating to connect here. And then you can hit it. When you hit it, it can even swing around, totally okay. You just unwind it, no big deal. So level one is holding it still, batting, trying to connect to it. Second one is to swing it. So not every pitch is a perfect pitch. So you're gonna swing it side to side and the person has to track with their eyes and connect. So you can swing it side to side, you can swing it this way, connect. So that the child knows developmentally that the ball is not gonna be a perfect pitch every single time. So again, level one is here, no movement, connect. Second one, there is movement. Then when they're really good, level three, is that they do it themselves. So they're gonna tap the ball, recover, put it in a position, and hit. So tap the ball, it's gonna kind of go crazy, the length of your string. You could be generous or not so generous with the string. Tap, get in a position, and hit. So again, those are pitches and development, or not pitches, hitting that developmentally is really good, all with that string, and you can have multiple balls. And again, these things I all found at the dollar store, so you can't go wrong in the fishing line I had. Just, in our junk drawer at home. So, thank you very much. This is Coach Robin, again, talking to you about throwing and catching right now, and we'll get back to you more with other skills about baseball, of swinging a bat. I'm gonna demonstrate with a tee, but I can give a few ideas of things you can hopefully use at home too. If you have any questions, give us a call, come join us in the fun. Again, Rooted in Fun, Coach Robin, I'll see you later.